You have a tough decision to make. Who do you trust to be your next mayor? We need a mayor who can lead our city through this tough economy and out to the brighter future on the other side. I am the best qualified candidate for the job. I have a record as a strong, fiscally responsible leader. I have a vision for the future, and I have a simple philosophy. The job of city government is to make your daily life better. I am ready to lead this city. First thing I did as city controller was to cut my own office budget 2%. I've conducted tough audits that have identified millions of dollars in savings, money that's now working for you in parks, in libraries, in neighborhoods. I have called for a Hire Houston First program so that your tax dollars go to good Houston jobs with Houston companies. I understand that Houston is an international city, better known across our borders and across our state lines. As your mayor, I will lead the effort to make Houston the premier destination for companies wanting to do business with the United States. Houston is the oil and gas capital of the world, but Houston has to be, and under my leadership will be, the clean, green, renewable energy capital of the world. Let's talk about some of the things that need to happen in this city. I look forward to your questions today, and if I don't answer any question, I ask you to contact me through my website, AnniseParker.com, where you'll see not only a way to contact me, but a series of policy papers, because I want you to know exactly the things I'm interested in and what I want to do for our city. Let me be really clear. I want your vote. I want to be mayor of this city because I know I can make a difference. But I don't want to be mayor of this city. And I don't want you to expect to make me mayor of this city without your help. This is not about sending someone to City Hall to take care of all the problems for you. This is about sending someone to City Hall to work with you and for you as we accomplish the task to make this city a better place in which to live and work. I came to city government out of neighborhoods. I was a civic club president and an active community volunteer. I came to work on quality of life. I stayed to tackle the city's finances. In this troubled economy, you need someone with a head for business and also a heart for Houston. I'm Annise Parker. I want your vote for mayor. Thank you.
So I'm here with Annise Parker. This is Ann Daliano. We had a great Houston Mayor's Forum at Houston Area Table. Ms. Parker, I was interested in your answers about police. You, I believe, stated categorically that you would think that the chief should probably step down.
Yes.
What is your reasoning behind that?
I don't think he truly understands the city of Houston. I don't think he is personally committed to the city of Houston. And I don't believe we're getting the public safety we deserve. We spend 1/3 of our city budget on the police department. We deserve that our public safety spending make us safer. And we can do a better job. I'm a big believer in community-oriented policing. I am a big believer in using technology and what I call smart policing. Finally, we have to do a better job of coordinating among the various policing agencies. There are literally dozens of policing agencies in the greater Houston area. If you're in trouble, if someone's carjacking you or breaking into your home, you want someone with a badge and a gun. You don't care about what color the uniform is that they wear. And the way we work now is we each have our turf and our territory, and even though the many policing agencies can go back and forth in the jurisdictions, we don't. It makes economic sense and it makes public safety sense. The key to that is being able to communicate with each other. We have invested as the City of Houston in an interoperable radio system that will allow us to communicate directly with all of the county policing agencies. Now we just have to do it. And we have to have a police chief who's interested in that kind of collaboration.
So that system is not fully being utilized right now?
It is not. Up to now,
Okay.
we haven't been able to directly communicate officer on the street to officer on the street. Now we're able to do that. The other thing is that we've invested in a real-time crime analysis center. So all the crime data, when you do a police report, goes into the Crime Analysis Center for review and analysis. What we're not doing and what we can do is get that data back out on the street. Now, the old style policing, you file a police report, it went in, once a week the command staff got together and figured out where the crime was last week and deployed their resources appropriately. And that officer on the street needs to be a part of solving crime, not just patrolling, not just taking a report.
A lot of citizens talk about citation option and having the police department issue citations where the state legislature allows that on lower level misdemeanors. That would free up resources to solve the violent crimes. I think HPD's violent crime solve rate is pretty low. And I agree with what you said. They're used to patrolling, but they're not used to following up with the evidence until the case is closed and we've solved that. Would you support something like a citation option to divert resources from arresting on minor offenses? They'd give a citation instead under state law, and if those resources could be shifted to the more violent offenses investigations.
I absolutely would like to explore that, because what happens when an officer arrests somebody, they're out of service for hours at a time. And if someone has the trip to jail, we have a whole another set of responsibilities that kicks in once they get down.
Jail's overcrowded.
Jail's overcrowded once they get down to the jail. So anything that we can do to smooth that process out, but still keep people safe, I am absolutely willing to explore, and that's the kind of thing we're going to look at when I'm mayor.
That's great. I have a question about smart growth. You talk about incentivizing companies to come to Houston so that we can have healthy growth. Are you aware some people talk about how growth for a city is a negative to the current residents financially? And is it a danger to bring new companies in when we have so many unmet needs here with our current citizens?
Growth to a city is never a negative financially to the current residents. It may be a negative in terms of certain quality of life issues. It may be a negative because streets get more crowded with cars, but
you don't feel it's negative on the water system needs improving, the electric system needs improving, the roads need improving, there's new libraries, new parks,
Growth is not a negative, growth is a challenge. If you don't meet the challenge, then you have a negative.
Fantastic.
You have to stay ahead of the growth. You have to see the growth coming, and the critical areas in managing growth, we have an air quality issue here already, and we have to stay ahead of that air quality issue. We have excellent city drinking water and plentiful sources of city drinking water, but they're not unlimited, and we have to stay ahead of it. And then there are things like picking up trash and the landfill issues. And then there are the basic infrastructure issues. You have to have, we may have great sources of water, but you have to get the water to the houses, and you constantly have to maintain the system. So you have to be on top of it, you have to understand where the stresses and strains are. My strength in running for mayor of Houston, having been in public office here in Houston for 12 years, I've seen the city council side, but I've seen the dollar side. And in this economy, the biggest challenge is managing the dollars to enable the mayor to lead the city.
Last question, what about investing in local business too, instead of asking foreign companies to come in so that the profit goes back out of the city at the end of the day?
Well, I'm a big proponent of recruiting companies to relocate here in Houston and offering incentives to companies to do that. But the key phrase is relocate here in Houston. The very first policy position paper I put on my website is something called Hire Houston First. And I am dedicated to having our tax dollars go to Houston companies with a Houston presence. As the national economy has cratered, companies from Chicago and New York and Miami have come to Houston to try to do business, and then the salaries go away again. We can incentivize or penalize. We can put in our contracts preferences for local hiring. I want the companies that get our tax dollars to have a local presence and to spend those dollars here.
Well, will you require the Hire Houston First option in every new incentive contract while you're the mayor?
Well, I have to convince council to do it, but that is absolutely my goal, to hire Houston first.